Welcome back, guys. By now you should know what I'm about to say in this video from the title. I don't even know where to start from, to be honest, because it's been almost 5 years now. June this year will make it 5 years since this tragic incident happened. It's actually a long story. Please, I want to beg you and urge you all to please watch this video to the end. Maybe you might learn from my mistake, okay? And to any of my customers as far back as 2020 that comes across this video, I want to publicly tender an apology to say I am sorry. What happened wasn't my fault, and what happened to me could actually happen to anyone. What happened in 2020 is something that dealt with me. It messed me up mentally. In fact, it sent me into early depression. Just listen to my story, and I'm sure you will understand. And I still want to say I am sorry. Honestly speaking, I know you lost money. I equally lost money. Such is life. I'm sure most people that their money got involved in this whole thing in 5 years now, I'm sure most of them would have been dead. Why am I saying this? My husband got dragged on social media because of this, and he didn't know anything about it. And guess what? Ikechukwu is gone. There is nothing in this life at all. What is the essence of the fight, the dragging, when tomorrow isn't even promised for you or for me? This is how my ordeal began. I don't know if I should actually give a background, talk about my background, how I started business as early as 18, owned my first shop at 21, and even made my first million at 21. I don't know if I should still let you people know that I and a couple of vendors were among the first set of people to start drop shipping on Instagram as far back as 2014. Yes, I'm 32, and I have literally been in business for over 16 years, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, over 15 years. Yeah, over 15 years, and a lot has happened, you know. So I used to run a China pre-order business, and I started this business as far back as 2017, 2018. My business was going very well. I used to bring in 400 kg air cargo. That was when air cargo was still $3.5 per kg. Like, I had tons of customers because my Instagram page was basically my store, and I spent millions to grow my Instagram page. Before that page was brought down, that page was at 34,000 followers, and I used money to grow that page to that level, millions of money. My business was going on very well, not up until January of 2020. My brother called me and said there is this his friend, his secondary school classmate, who just relocated to China rather, to school, and that his friend knows that I'm into China business and China importation, and that he would love to work with me, and that he would love to work with me. Mind you, I'm one person who supports brands, whether big or small, right? I believe that when we support each other, there'll be money in circulation, and we'll be able to help one another, and then we'll have financial freedom. So that was how after much, I accepted. I had to ditch my Chinese people I was working with, and I focused on this, my brother's friends. He started shipping my goods for me, and when he started shipping my goods, that was when story started. I started having incomplete goods, wahala up and down. I was always on the phone arguing with him and all that stuff. I had it in mind to leave him, but then because he came from my brother, I just didn't want it to be that I just abandoned this guy. I kept on hoping and believing that he would do better with time because he just got to China, you know. Fast forward to when dollar went from, I think, 400 and to 600, and I realized that I was already losing money, to be honest. Imagine you're in a pre-order business where you have to infuse your shipping in the cost of your item. Let's assume that you calculated the rate with 500 when you were uploading those pictures, and before the goods comes into the country, dollar and exchange rate will now skyrocket to 600. Most times I put my 500, 600, 1 million naira in clearing people's goods. These were the part of the business people didn't know about, honestly speaking. So fast forward to when dollar went up, I reached out to that my brother's friend. I was like, do you have any other maybe exchanger that I can buy money from? That my own supplier, my Chinese supplier, is becoming really expensive and I am losing money as the day goes by. And then I didn't have time to be buying the goods by myself. I was sending my goods to my Chinese people, right? And he now introduced me to somebody. He gave me this lady's number called, I would just call her Bella. Now, when he gave me Bella's number, he told me that it was the lady has been in China for 15 years and that the lady has a good balance in China, like he knows the higher minds in China, that I have nothing to worry about. I said, okay. So I now reached out to the woman and I started transacting with her. Mind you, I used to sell RMB, which is the Chinese yuan, the Chinese currency. I had customers in Lagos Island that would always send me money and I would pay their suppliers, right? I was now doing that exchange business with her too, and then plus buying for my customers. I noticed that anytime I send naira to her, it takes like 48 hours to get payment slip. And then my customers in Lagos Island will always drag me and disturb me about their payment slip. One day, I woke up and I was like, since I have a China account, which is an Alipay, why don't I just buy this money with my own money then, make payment seamless for my customers? But before then, there's a way I buy goods. I buy my goods every week for my customers. In a week, I can buy goods of 5 million, I can buy goods of 3 million, 2 million. I buy goods bi-weekly and I receive goods from China bi-weekly. That is the kind of business I had. Very, very lucrative. And we'll try and put most of the videos of my then business on the screen. Now, I sent this woman, I think the first payment I sent to her in the month of June of 2020 was 3 million naira. Normally, with my other Chinese people that used to help me buy goods, right? Okay, now, sorry, I forgot to even mention that when I reached out to her for the exchange, she now told me that she could actually help me to buy my goods, right? And that she has workers. I'm like, okay, fine. Since I do exchange business with her, I think it will be easier to even, allow her to buy my goods for me. Now, I started giving her orders. First week of June, I sent her 3 million naira. Second week of June, I sent her, I think, another 3 million. I think third week of June, I think what I sent that third week was either give and take, maybe like 2 points or something. I can't really remember. Normally, if I send good first week, second week, by third week, I'm supposed to be receiving the first week order. So after I sent money, okay, before I sent money for the third week of June, I called her. I said, what is happening? I've not gotten my first week of June goods and my customers were already dragging me and I didn't like it. I am not one to tell people that you get your goods at a particular time, right? And then I will disappoint. So she now started giving me excuses on how she made mistakes with some of my goods and all that stuff, that she has to rebuy it. Please, I should be patient with her. I said, okay. Obviously, I'm an understanding person. My understanding attitude may go kill me for this life. Then that third week, I sent her another money. It was at that fourth week, I knew I had fucked up. Because tell me how my goods hasn't gotten to Nigeria. Air cargo that is 7 days hasn't gotten to Nigeria in 4 weeks. Oh my God. You guys, I was down. I reached out to her. I said, what is happening? She said, well, that she does not know what happened to all the money. Okay, but before then, why do I keep mixing things? So when my customers were now disturbing, I think the second week of June, those my customers I used to do exchange business with, I used to help them and pay their suppliers. I reached out to this lady. I said, please, I want to send you 8 million naira of my money. Send Alipay what 8 million naira into my account so that I can be paying my customers directly. I can be paying their supplier directly. That way I won't be having issues with my customers in Lagos Island. She said, okay. I forwarded my 8 million naira. You guys, as at that time, that 8 million naira was all I had. Not like it was all, but that was the major money I had, excluding 1-2 million naira I had in my account. I just kept it aside. Now, that business was really lucrative, I won't lie, but because the dollar isn't favorable, I was incurring losses in that business. I will make 3 million, 2 million in a week, and then I'll still go back and add that money back into the business to clear people's goods. It was so hard for me to even save, but I was still bent on building a brand and building a community that I didn't know was going to shatter before my very eyes. This thing I lost my self-esteem. I lost all my business acumen. In fact, the thing I do no longer believe in myself as a business person. Now, back to the gist. As at that 4th week of June / 1st week of July, my customers started dragging me. You guys, note, these were new customers. They were not my old customers. It was Ifeoma of GGB that influenced for me that period to get these customers. They even dragged Ifeoma join in this whole mess. My customers started dragging me. They were going to my comment section on Instagram. And my Instagram page, at that time I was at 34,000 followers. They dragged me. And I created a group and I added them. In that group, I told them, I said, please, you people should give me time. Let me see what I can do. I reached out to her again, to the woman in China again. I said, Bella, please, what happened to my goods? Where is my goods? My money? These are people's money. And my and everything I was worth at that time. He said, your Nigerian brothers, they took my money. I did not know where the money is. Mind you, I was paying this money in a Nigerian account with the name Afasin Auto. And that period, I wasn't the only one that actually was a victim of this scam. There's this other colleague of mine at that time. In her own case, it was just 1 million. In mine, it was a total of 16 million plus. Then excluding 2 million exchange that I collected from somebody, so a total of 18 million. God. Customers dragged me. They went to my page, they went to my comment, they were all over my comment section, calling me a thief and a scam. How will people patronize a thief and a scam? How? So I posted this lady's picture on my Instagram and I dropped her phone number. And I pleaded with my customers to please help me bombard her. Maybe the money might come out or something. My people did not even want to listen to me. Mind you, I was pregnant as at that time. I was already 6 months gone with my daughter. This particular incident made me develop low blood pressure, low BP. Till today, I still suffer low BP. I almost lost my daughter. The one that happened one day that shattered me was the day I went for antenatal. My sister was working for me at that time. She called me that day and she was crying. I was not wondering what could be making my sister cry. I said, what is happening? Why are you crying? She said, sister. I said, what? She said she just got a message because she was attending to customers. She just got a message and somebody said I was going to die during childbirth. I asked her, I said, how much is this person's money? Can you please confirm? Because at some point, I had to ask everybody to drop their amount and their account number that maybe if something happens, I'm going to pay. You guys, guess what? It was 10,000 naira. While at that particular spot, I was seated at the hospital. It was my turn to go and see the doctor, so I could not stand up. I was shedding tears. In fact, if it was even shedding, it would have been better. I was literally wailing. People were looking at me. I was crying. My eyes were down. Everyone around me in the hospital were asking what the problem was, but I lacked words. I couldn't even explain what I was going through. I was shattered. My tears was the fact that I was getting curses for something I didn't do. I was tagged a thief, a scammer. What did they not call me? They abused my innocent children that didn't do anything. What did they not do? They took my picture and they were circulating it that I was wanted by EFCC. On top how much? People that their money was even 50,000, 100K, to 10,000 were even tagged. Oh God. Their own money lost, and I still lost my own personal 8 million naira. When this whole thing was happening, I reached out to a couple of people. The people that, okay, so I had 2 million naira. So I reached out to people that their money was lesser, so it could actually go far. Me thinking that after refunding a couple of people that they will give me time to pay. That was the beginning of my problem. Now they now went to the group to tell them that they've gotten their these people they started attacking me. That's why I have money that you have refused to pay them back. That I should pay them from my pocket. Little did they know that I didn't even have money at that time. That my own money was involved in this whole thing. They started attacking me. It wasn't bad that they were attacking me. They went and reported my Instagram page and Instagram took it down. Yes. They took down my page on the 6th of February 2021. I'll never forget that day. Exactly at 10 o'clock a.m. I woke up that morning and I decided to just check my IG. And the first thing I saw was, your IG your account has been disabled. Too many reports due to fraud. Oh my God. I cried like a baby that day. I cried. The period I was pregnant and I was going through this whole thing, I hardly sleep. Every midnight I will be awake crying. Anytime my husband hears my voice, he will stand up. He will wake up to console me. Ikechukwu really fought for me, you guys. Ikechukwu really stood by me throughout this time. God. There was a particular customer in Lagos Island Market. That wasn't our first time doing business. I've been paying this man's supplier, not up until this last one. This man called police for me, and I was pregnant. Unfortunately for him, that day the police came to my house. I was in the theater, 15th of October 2020. I was inside the theater. So it happened to be that my husband came home to pick up something, and my husband met him and some police people. So my husband told him and said, if you want my wife, follow me to the hospital, go into the theater and arrest her. That woman is there battling for her life to bring out my child. Why are you like this? This lady has been helping you pay your suppliers. Just that this particular one went wrong. And you thought that the best thing to do was to use police to arrest her. You guys, I saw hell. Oh my God. Fast forward to 2020. I think 2021. Yes, 2021. My husband, we went somewhere that day. We were driving home and one of his friends called him. He said, guy, you and your wife, una they trend for Instagram. They call una out, say una be scammers. I was like, what? See, anywhere if someone calls me to tell me that, I saw you on social blog, I don't even go close. For my mental health, I do not go close. I will say this again. I never went to that page that called me out. Rather, I was sending my sisters to go read the comments and come back to tell me. Because the things that I will see will shatter me. My husband went. They dragged my husband, posted our videos together, went to Facebook, took my mother-in-law's pictures, dragged my mother-in-law, went to my mother's Facebook, dragged my mom. It was that my mother's own that I said, you know what? People should do your worst. I said, why are you people making me go through this for money that I did not eat? Money that I did not purposely take from you people. That is what you people are making me pay for no reason. That's what people are dragging me for. Oh my God. I am honestly trying to heal from this. Talking about this and I'm not crying. Then I am honestly healing because this shit messed me up for years. I went from being that rich business girl to a broke, depressed girl. After they dragged me, nothing worked. I didn't have money because obviously if people take me to the police station, police will just tell you to let them know how much you'll be paying. And that time I didn't even have. So I now went and created a new page and I started posting because I said, wait, people should give me 1 year. This money is small money for me to raise. Let me just have a place to display the stuffs I sell. After I opened that new page, they reported it again and it got deleted. I just gave up. Mind you, sorry, 2020, because of my low blood pressure, the doctors asked me to stay off my phone. My staffs were the ones responding. So because I didn't have any goods coming, instead of me to continue paying salary, I told them to go with the phone, keep responding to the customers and keep calming them, right? And keep letting them know that with time, I will raise this money and pay. Along the line, I don't know what one of my staff did. I don't know what the boy did. He lost the phone. I will not lie. I was happy, kind of, that he lost the SIM but not the phone because I needed that phone. Because that SIM gave me trauma. Jesus Christ. Each day I wake up having panic attack. I wake up with chest pain because I do not know the next insult I was going to face at that time. There was a time somebody now, okay, I think when it was on that same blog, there's this particular lady that brought 2.5 million that I gave to that Chinese woman. I even gave her that Chinese woman, that woman in China. I gave her her number. I said, reach out to this woman and tell her that you're the owner of that money. Maybe she will consider and give you. Instead of her to be calm with this woman, she went and started insulting the woman. The woman blocked her. Mind you, when all this whole thing was happening, this woman did not block me because I was even begging. It was during this period I learned that, you see, money matter. You don't use fights or war to get your money from somebody. You need to take it easy. Yes, it's your money. You're on your right. But once, for the fact that this person is in possession of your money, if you might decide to cry from now to tomorrow, this person will not release it. I kept on pleading with this woman. Now, this said girl that knew that this lady truly scammed me, my sister said, because my sister said there's this one Abimbola that said she gave me 2.5 million. And I know her, and she had my personal number then. I said, so Abimbola joined them in the comment section to call me a scammer too. I went to WhatsApp, I texted her, and after texting her, I blocked her. Guess what? Abimbola now pasted my number. The kind of calls I got that day, my personal number, the kind of calls I got that day, was a WhatsApp message. Truly, I am a strong girl. God created me differently, to be honest. All the messages I got that day, I was archiving them. I never opened any of them, not up until I think in 2022. I don't know what I was looking for in my archive. I just opened a few and I just shook my head. She gave out my number. The whole of 2021, 2022, I wasn't answering numbers that wasn't registered on my phone. Because it was actually those customers calling to insult and abuse me. I became broke and depressed the whole of 2021. I became a liability to my husband. I have been somebody who does things for herself without asking my husband. My husband was literally giving me money for sanitary pad, airtime, the subscription. Like, it was just so much. I was so ashamed of myself. Shout out to my mom. The days I don't want to ask my husband, I reach out to my mom. My mom was now sending me money. This was a woman that I was giving money. And I bought materials to build for my mom at that time before this thing happened. I had to sell off all the materials in 2021. See, when I was making money, when I was doing this, my business, I was giving widows money. My outreach for widows didn't start today. Little did I know that I was going to become a widow. I was giving widows 20,000 every week because I was making money. Back to my story. So I became depressed. Fast forward to 2022. My husband woke up one day and didn't like my condition. At night, I won't sleep. I'll be crying. People that I started business before them were already here. My colleagues in that line of pre-order business were now on top, and I was nowhere to be found. My husband, Ikechukwu, kept on encouraging me. She saw how depression was about to take me. He said, "You love to make videos. Why don't you go to YouTube and start making videos? Talk about Enzo. Maybe just do something to take your mind off this current situation." That was when I opened this YouTube channel. I did this YouTube for 3 months, 4 months. The algorithm never favored me. I left. I went back into my depression. My husband kept on talking and advising me. It was on YouTube that I think it was on YouTube I saw that you could make money from TikTok. I didn't know about TikTok. In that 2022, I created a TikTok account, surfed around the app, and I was able to see how you could make money. And then I wanted to pay for my master's at that time, and I needed like 1.5 million, 2 million. I didn't have the money, and I didn't want to ask my husband. I decided to become a grow host. I started doing tap, 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 follow your gift, tap, follow. I did that thing for 3 months, raised $1,500, and I gave up on TikTok because that is not who I am. I am someone who believes so much in exchange, buying and selling to make profits. I didn't like that idea of being on live stream and you are shouting tap, 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 tap. I did that all because I was broke. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do. People are making millions of naira from that particular thing. But this is not who I am. I'm different from them. Honestly, I had that platform to be doing the tap tap. Immediately I got my money for my masters, I quit. I left TikTok. After I left TikTok, went back into depression again. Ikechukwu kept on talking and kept on making promises. He now said, "We'll move to Canada just to help you." We started our process. I was still not okay. We're taking our process one step at a time. Fast forward to 2023. He woke up one day and said, "Why don't you come on Facebook and create content instead of you staying at home and wandering all the time, looking lost and all that?" I didn't have Facebook at that time. I had to re-download my Facebook. He said, "Come, let me show you some couple content creators and some other single content creators. Maybe you can learn from them. Watch their videos and see what you can do." I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to be talking about as a single content creator. And I can see that couple content creators were thriving. So I was like, okay, would you join me to do the content thing? He said, "I'm not that type of person, but anything just to make you happy." That was how Ikechukwu joined me. We started dancing. Yes, we started dancing. Before I started that content creation with Ikechukwu, I was already learning how skincare products. I was learning how to sell skincare products to recommend for people with different skin condition and all those stuffs. I was learning it on YouTube, on social media. I was doing all my research before Ikechukwu brought that content stuff up. So while we were doing the content, I now started importing my own skincare. Small. I was just selling it for my people on WhatsApp, right? My friends on WhatsApp, they'll buy one, I'll just buy small pieces, and then I'll now make small money. And I was so happy. Now, one day I woke up and one mind said I should do pre-order for my WhatsApp people. These were my personal contact, people who knew me. I started posting on my WhatsApp story that 2023. And to be honest, after 5 years, after 4 years, because that was 2023, I think I made either 500 or 700,000 naira profit from my WhatsApp, and I was so happy. The day my husband came back and I was jumping, and I told him how I have made a huge amount of money again after so many years of being broke. This was in September. Ikechukwu was so happy for me. He said, you see, I told you not to give up, that things will fall into place. Ikechukwu was so hopeful for me. He had so much hope that things will fall back into place for me. It hurts me that my backbone is not here. The day Ikechukwu died, all I kept on screaming was, who will fight for me? Who will support me? Who will defend me? Because when that other man called the police, Nkechiku never really allowed me to go to the police station. I only went once with him, and that was 6 weeks after I gave birth to our daughter. And I was still healing from my incision. Since after that time, anytime the police calls, we always tell them that I traveled, and he will always go to the police station just to stand in for me. Ikechukwu defended me, he fought for me. When he died, I told him to keep fighting for me, even when he's not here anymore. Because I don't have anybody to fight for me again except God. It hurts me so much. Ikechukwu left me, honestly. He was my defense. He was just everything. Oh God, I depended on Ikechukwu solely for every fight I went through that period. I fought battles. I forgot to mention that there was one day I was on TikTok live stream doing my grow hosting, and one of my customers then came in and started calling me thief, scammer. Then I used to dodge. I was so scared of them, but because this was the only place for me to make an income and they wanted to come and spoil it for me, I started insulting the person. I cursed that person and I cried. Why? Because I said, I have been hiding. I have become a shadow of myself because of you people. I didn't want you people to know I existed. The time I was supposed to use and pick up myself, I was using it to hide because I had conscience. I didn't want to come out and start business again so that people will not think that now money they use to do business. I went into depression because of you people. Oh God, I finished the person. The person went and told others they came. When they came, I faced all of them, and so then they stopped. So I was talking about my daughter turning 2, that 2022 on my live stream, and one came into my DM and said that my daughter was going to die before she turned 2. On top of how much? What did I not do to prove to these people that I was innocent? Fast forward to one day. So they created a group for me. All they were planning in the group was how to harm me. There's this particular lady, she and her husband bought goods for me. I think her own money was 198,000 and her sister's money was 220K. So in that group, they planned to kidnap me. Some of them said, kidnapping this lady is just like we calling the law to come and take the course on them, you know. It's just the fact they said that it was risky. They now said they should go and block my account. Somebody now said, I checked her account, she does not have money in the account. Another person now said that they have that they should go to one Babalawo in Edo State. Some of them agreed, while some disagreed. There is one who was my brother's Facebook friend. That one went to my brother's inbox, insulted my brother, told my brother how I scammed them, and now pasted my home address. Obviously, they got it from my bank account. They posted my home address and they had my address. See, when your hands are clean, God will always stand up for you. They had my house address, but they never came to my house. I heard they even planned to come to my house and disgrace me. Somebody said if you go to a house, you live in a gated estate, so you won't have way to go in. There's that particular lady that she and her sister were involved in this thing. Her grandmother is a witch doctor, so she traveled to Edo State to see her grandmother. She took my picture and that lady's picture that scammed me. Mind you, I posted her picture on Instagram, remember. She said when she got to her witch doctor grandmother, her grandmother was like, when her grandmother saw my picture, her grandmother now said, this woman, they do her, that's me, they do her. Chai, I pity this girl. When she now saw that lady's picture, she now said, this one na thief. This one na thief. So she now said that Her grandmother explained everything that happened to her, and that was why she reached out to me. I swear. I think this whole thing, this particular one happened in 2021, because when I opened that new page, I put up a new number. So that was how she got my number. Now, she now said that her sister now dropped a comment and said, this lady, you applying all these things, her hands are clean, she's innocent. People should just leave her alone and move on. They insulted her and removed her from the group. This one that now went to see her grandmother, that her sister that reached out to me, didn't say a word. So she was monitoring all they were doing in the group. When she now reached out to me and said, I am sorry for all you've been through just because of this thing. Now I know that you are innocent and you did not eat our money. I don't know how I want to tell other people to move on. But if I say it now, they'll say I am siding you. I went through hell. Some even insulted my zozo that I gave birth to an imbecile. Like, oh my God. Well, it's okay. Maybe this is me. I'm still alive. There was something I said when I said, I am sure that most of these people in that group planning evil for me, 1 or 2, 3 of them must have died by now, fighting for money that you will not leave this world with. Even my own husband they track. Is he not dead? He is dead. We don't even know whose turn is going to be tomorrow. Honestly. It's okay. Such is life.